The 2025 Spring Rogers Tax Committee meeting here for the city of Portales. Next is our roll call.
Okay. Mr. Hauser
Present.
and Camille is absent. Is anybody attending by Zoom? Okay, so Camille is absent. Matt Hunton is absent. Tasha Padilla?
Here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you okay with Tasha or do you
Tasha's good,
prefer
yes.
not Tasha?
Tasha's good.
Tasha's fine. Okay, very good. And Anna Hansen. Thank you. Okay. We have a quorum, so we can proceed.
Okay, just on point 3, we have 2 changes we'd like to make that have been requested. One, the Roosevelt County Chamber of Commerce is requested to go last, if we could move that to last, and presentation applicants, which I noted in an email this morning, Sean Banther will be presenting for ENMU. So that's just the other change there.
Okay.
So with that, we good to go?
Yes, and we will officially correct the documentation that will be posted after the meeting on the city website under committees. So it will reflect those changes.
All right, thank you. Okay, so first up then is Jody Diaz with the RCCDC.
Is ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. So we are coming again this year for Gus Macker 2026, our 3-on-3 outdoor basketball tournament. We are hosting in the parking lot of the ENMU football stadium. We are anticipating approximately 150 teams this year for June of 25. We are anticipating that to be closer to 200 for June of 26. Expected to bring in anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 people for the weekend. And we are requesting $22,000 for fees, portable toilets, security, advertising, radio, and some banners and signs, and then event t-shirts. I will stand for any questions.
What's the Gus Macker piece again?
So the fees are actually 10,000, and last year you gave us 5,000 for the sponsorship, so that's what I requested again for
That's
this year.
to pay to host the conference.
That's the contract fees
Okay.
to have
Got
the
it.
Gus Macker name and license. Yes.
Which days did you say it is? Do you know?
We
Days or not?
No, we'll have to wait till the contract comes out, but it will be probably that same weekend. So maybe like the 22nd, 23rd. So the next calendar year of 26, it'll fall within those 2 dates, but we have not signed the contract yet for which 2 dates, but they keep them because we're on a tour. They keep the dates relatively similar.
Okay, so a Friday, Saturday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday.
Yes, and they do structure it strategically that most teams have to spend the night. So you'll play maybe 2 games on Saturday, your 3rd game guarantee will be on a Sunday.
Okay.
And just one note too I know there was a question maybe last year on the portable toilets. I did go up this year on that because last year we only had them 1 day. This year we'll have them 2 days, and they will have to come on Saturday and they'll have to service. So I did request more for that, and we'll have to have more, of course, because there's going to be more than we had at our event last year. And security. Well, this event's just going to be a lot bigger, so the fees, the amounts went up just a little bit.
Okay. You guys got any other questions? Okay, thanks,
Okay,
Jody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And
Okay.
if there's any questions, if you guys remember June 21st and 22nd of this summer, we are expecting, like I said, a lot of people. So we'd be happy to see you guys come out and join the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we got ENMU College Days Rodeo. Kevin, you couldn't do it? Okay.
Hello, I'm Kevin Fide. I'm the Director of Athletics at Eastern New Mexico University. I'm here on behalf of our rodeo program to discuss the application related to funding for the College Days Rodeo, which will be held September 18th through the 20th on our campus at the rodeo facility. We're fortunate to have a rodeo that is very well known and very popular, being the first rodeo of the collegiate rodeo season. We have had very large turnouts with participation numbers above 700 just in rodeo athletes with their families and fans coming into Portales for this really 3 to 4 day event, with typically them coming in on Wednesday and the event going through Saturday. Our request of $8,600 is primarily related to ambulance services and security, with a little less than half of that related to advertising, which we have done typically locally, radio. We're going to explore some billboards beyond the Portales Clovis area to get increased attendance. We may actually exceed that $1,200 related to sanitation and security, because we're dealing with some building challenges over there, and will likely bring in porta potties to address the need that we'll have based on the large crowd. So we appreciate the support we've had in the past related to this event from this group, and would ask for your continued support.
You guys have any questions? Standard.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
All right.
We're good. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next one we got is from me interview Sean Banther.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Banther, Manager of Institutional Communication with Eastern New Mexico University. And I wanted to just quickly outline 3 of the pieces of the requests that we have, starting with the sponsorship pieces. First, we have the Isotope sponsorship, which is a partnership with the Albuquerque Isotopes that we have each summer to advertise both the university and the Portales community. There's over 500,000 fans that come to the Isotopes game over the course of the summer, and it's a great opportunity for promotion to help drive the fans to Portales and ENMU. The parts of that sponsorship include a one marquee night featuring logo recognition for both the city of Portales and the university. It also includes free tickets, which are given out to employees, to city employees for the marquee night. And in addition to a sponsorship of the night's fireworks show, there is also digital signage at every home game promoting both ENMU and Portales, in addition to PA announcements at every home game promoting ENMU and Portales, as well as in-game promotions for the home games as well. For the other sponsorship, we have the Sod Poodles. We partner with the Amarillo Sod Poodles each summer to advertise both the university and to drive visitors to Portales. And there's approximately 250,000 fans that come to the Sod Poodles games over the course of the summer. And it's another great opportunity to drive people here to Portales and to Eastern New Mexico University. That also includes a one in-game promotion for the home games, which is 75 total, where we advertise ENMU and Portales as part of that promotion. And this includes video board recognition at every home game. And last on the request, we have the Bolin boards, which we have 5 award-winning billboards along I-40 coming out of Klein's Corners headed towards Santa Rosa, and 1 billboard coming out of Alamogordo heading towards Ruidoso on Highway 70. These see about 12,500 cars pass by per day, which equals to about 4.5 million vehicles per year passing by. It's a great way to advertise the distance. So we have one on I-40 with Alamogordo. That one specifically advertises the distance to Portales, as well as the hotels, restaurants in our city website. So I yield for questions.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We are cruising along here, so we'll mention to everybody that once you present, you don't have to stick around if you don't want, because this will be a little while on stuff, so just FYI, everybody. So all right, next up is the chamber, so.
Good morning. For those of you that I've not met yet, my name is Quaylene Parkey. I'm the new Executive Director of the Roosevelt County Chamber of Commerce. So I'm Carl 2.0. I don't know what order you guys have your packets in. Do I need to go in a particular order?
However we want to go, we can find it, so.
Let's start with the Portales Events and Visitors Center, because these first two that I'm going to talk about, if those are not properly funded, then the ones that follow behind it don't really matter much either. So the Portales Events and Visitors Center is an ongoing project. We serve as the visitor center and meeting hub for many visitors to Portales, and people who live here as well will come pick up materials to send to their out-of-town relatives, out-of-town guests. We're asking for $31,060. It costs about $65,000 a year to run the Chamber Visitors Center. So we average about 2,550 packets a year, 3,000 calls, 2,500 walk-ins. We take newcomers packets to the base every 2 weeks, which we are averaging about 65 to 75 every time we go lately. So the operations costs support the Portales Visitor Center and the community events. So we serve as a welcome center, a visitor center, and a hub for meetings that occur throughout the community. The costs include, but are not limited to, telephone, internet, software, copier lease, postage, office supplies, and salary for 2 full-time employees. So we actually only ask for a percentage of the promotions coordinator's salary. So we're asking for $15,000 for that. I mean, I'm sure that you guys know that doesn't even come close to covering the full-time person. We took out some things this year that were in there previously, and just kind of cut it down to what really I felt like were the basics to operate the visitors center. Any questions?
The one I have is I know that promotions coordinator is open right now.
It is.
What is the timeline on filling that?
So because we weren't funded very strongly for that position last year, the budget was lacking. And so I am taking a little bit of advantage of that being an open position, and I've filled it with a temporary part-time minimum wage person.
Okay,
And I'm hoping to recover a little bit
Okay. Gotcha.
and manage my way through that.
The only other question I have, growth zone, what is that?
Growth Zone is the chamber website.
Okay. All right, just
So-
thank you. On that, I'm good. I understand that. Any questions at all? No? Okay, cool.
Okay, the next item is Portales promotional items, and we're asking for $8,400 for that. And those are a lot of it is the yellow bag that we put all that information in about our community. And we always have a constant call out to every business in our community to promote our community even heavier through these newcomer packets. And so we get a pretty good response from it. Have several thank you letters from people at Canon and from visitors in the area that they really enjoyed some of the things that were in the packets. Those promotional materials are used day in and day out for visitor fulfillment. And if you come to the chamber, you'll notice that we have a lot of materials out in the brochure racks at the chamber. Pays for those gorgeous little yellow bags that you see that has the City of Portales logo prominently on the front and the windmill logo on the front. So it pays for those bags, some money for peanuts. We also ask for donations for peanuts, so that's probably about half of what we actually get from them. And then we have various products that are promotional items that collate with an event that we have going on. So Peanut Festival, Heritage Days, things like that. And we would like to do some event shirts and caps this year that people will take home with them that will again promote our community throughout the state. And then labels for the peanuts that indicate that they're from City of Portales Lodgers Tax, that they're sponsored. And that about covers that. Any questions?
Okay, next one.
Extended advertising programs. So I feel like the events that we have coming into our community, that we need to extend our advertising outside and do a little bit more outside of our own area advertising to pull those people back in. And so I would like to promote the community at large to visitors and provide for brochures on Portales, street banners for events. And I want to work up a brochure that lists in particular hotels, motels, restaurants with a QR code that links back to our website that has the same kind of information listed. We could use that brochure and that QR code and add that to our website. And especially events like Jody has coming up, like Gus Macker. You know, if we had a little thing that could go out to everyone and it's got a QR code, they can easily scan it. It'll take them to our website, has the hotel, motel listings, restaurant listings, fun things to do in the area. Seems like that would be an easy way to promote our community to visitors to me. But like everything, it's not free. So that I put in for the print shop for some Eat, Sleep, Stay brochures and RC Design to help us work up the brochure, Signman signs, ongoing for banners for all of the various events that we do. And then Global One Media for advertising kind of ongoing, and Facebook to promote events. We've got some new exciting events coming up. So I wanted to throw in a little bit extra on Facebook to expand that reach out a little bit. Any questions?
Yeah, I had on the brochures, how are you gonna do those for, is it gonna advertise each individual item and then have the QR codes on that? How are you gonna do that?
So no, the QR code will take it to the website, that chamber website that will have the link for all of the hotels, motels, restaurants, fun things to do.
And where are those brochures gonna be?
Those brochures will be utilized like for Jody, for Gus Macker. We'll send those out for that. We'll send those out when we send out our visitor packets. We'll send those out when we send out our vendor forms for Heritage Days for Peanut Festival. We'll include one of those in with that.
Okay.
And open to any ideas too. So
How many would this cover?
so we're looking, we were looking at about 1,500 to 2,000 brochures,
So like $1 per brochure?
just about. And we could probably get them cheaper after the first development, but probably start about that.
Yes, anything else?
That was my.
Okay, we're good there.
And that takes us to fun stuff. So we're doing something really fun this year for Independence Day. So instead of trying to compete with all the surrounding areas on July 4th, we got together and we decided we're going to do July 5th. So July 4th is on a Friday. July 5th is on a Saturday. On Friday, we'll have Food Truck Friday going on at CNS. On July 4th, there's Smoke in the Water in Clovis. Smoke on the Water, not in. Smoke on the Water in Clovis. And then on July 5th, We're encouraging everybody to invite their out-of-town relatives to come here to visit, stay in the area for the weekend, because it's going to be an entire weekend of festivities between the two counties. And on the 5th, we are going to use ENMU football stadium where they do the tailgating events. And they'll have the bathrooms open to us, and we're going to have food trucks and bouncy houses in a kids zone. And we're going to have all kinds of family-friendly activities going on through the day, live local entertainment. And then at the end of the evening, at 9 o'clock in the evening, we will have a drone show. So very much like ENMU's drone show that they did for homecoming, it was such a hit, and we have had more and more people saying that was so cool. That, you know, and so trying to stay a little more innovative and to draw a few more people into our community, we're going to give that drone show a try. And again, nothing's cheap. So we're asking for signs, banners, Facebook ads boost to advertise on the Cannon Air Force webpage. So some of them are kind of stuck here. So they might see the ads and think, you know what, let's invite our family and friends in for the weekend to be here because there's so much going on in the area. We will need security for the event. We plan on advertising West Texas Radio and Global One Media and doing flyers that we will start handing out at the newcomers event. We will hit Smoke in the Water event and hand out some there, hand out flyers in advance of the event. Any questions?
I'll just raise the one thing that always comes across here, because we've had this, like brought to us last year, was it's just so tight on the start of the year, because we can't award anything until July 1. So I'm just letting you know, that's the one thing we got to consider is when you look at the advertising for this, is how tight of a turnaround that is on the start and when you guys can advertise. So that's where it's like, we appreciate Jody planned it out to June next year. That's where, like, when we're looking ahead, that's where I'm just being honest with you. It's just really tight on the advertising.
It is
So
tight on
that's our
advertising. However, I mean, we have kind of planned for that. So we can cover that and do that advertising. If we're awarded it, then we can replenish that fund.
Okay. Thanks.
So we're prepared for that.
Okay.
But thank you for bringing that up.
That was just my one concern when I see something this tight. So I'm just being honest with this. Okay.
And then that moves us on to Heritage Days. Heritage Days is going to move back to the park this year. So we're going to have more participants in the car show. I know last year the car show was kind of down, is what I've heard. And the car show is, Heritage Day certainly pulls in out-of-town vendors and people who set up booths to sell wares during Heritage Days. But it also pulls in a lot of people from the area, not just for Talis, for the car show. So those car show enthusiasts will come from all over the state to show off their pretty cars. So, and we're asking for $6,400 for this event. And I mean, we could talk about Heritage Days all day, but I guess you guys have probably already been there. And moving it back to the park makes it a lot more fun for the community. So we'll use the memorial building, we'll use the park, we'll have inside and outside, we'll have local entertainment. We've got vendors coming to set up. We've already got people asking for vendor applications at the chamber. The advertising we'll do is we will do Facebook, Global One Media, KTQM, West Texas Radio, Pecos Valley Broadcasting, Signman signs, posters, Mule Shoe, and then we'll need help with private firm security, and we want to do t-shirts from Design Warehouse. One of the things that you may notice in some of the presentations that change from previous is I have eliminated almost all print media. So I just did not feel like advertising in the newspapers was the best use of our advertising dollars. So kind of it focused on flyers, banners, radio, and quite a bit outside of our area.
Any questions? All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on to Peanut Festival. So Peanut Festival has been sort of a standard for years for the chamber. And it just kind of has chugged along at the same rate that it always sort of chugs along. It does bring in a lot of out of the area visitors and vendors. And most of them do have to spend the night here. This year, it's going to be a lot different. So this packet was put together before we had some recent news about Peanut Festival. So it's going to be a lot more exciting. We're going to have a lot more traffic this year. So what we're doing is we're partnering with the NMU, and we're going to have, and the wine brewery associations. So we're going to have it at the fairgrounds. We're going to have a beer and wine festival that occurs on the Saturday of Peanut Festival. That'll be located in a little bit different slot than Peanut Festival Vendor Craft Show. And then we're also going to, on that Saturday night, we will kick off NMU's big concert that will happen at Peanut Festival. So it's going to be a huge event. And I really kind of wish I had known that before I put this packet together, but things came together really quickly to expand this event. And I could not be more pleased, because I feel like Peanut Festival has gotten a little stagnant in the past. And this may be exactly what it needs to just kick it up to a whole different level. So, and we're going to have, it's going to have a lot more fall festival look to it. So we're going to try and achieve that with having some of those unique pumpkin vendors come in with the carts, and more snacks that are more fall festival fun, decorate with some hay bales, that kind of thing going on. So I think we'll draw quite a few. We're going to have a large draw from outside our area for the concert, and I will defer to anyone else that wants to add on to that in any way.
I cannot announce the artist yet, if everybody's wondering, but it will be someone that everybody's heard of is what we're working towards, which will draw audiences from all different age levels. We're not going with a country rapper like we tried this past spring. So I can guarantee you that.
So I just think I could not be more excited about this event. This is one of the things that make this job so much fun, because I think this event's really going to pull us in and put us on the map for being an event to go to every year, not just this year, but every year. So we're asking for $9,400 for this event.
So the concert's on Friday night?
Saturday.
It's all gonna be Saturday. It's gonna be Peanut Festival start at 12 to 5.
On
We're
Friday.
gonna push the wine festival. It'll be back where all the rides are at the fairgrounds.
Same day Saturday.
Same day Saturday. We'll have live music on a main stage from 1 till, I'm sorry, I don't mean to step on your toe.
You're
Is that
good.
okay?
You go.
One to 9, I'm part of this group, so I'm just letting everybody know, 1 to 9, live music, local bands starting it off. Then we'll have a opening act probably around like 5:30 or so, and then the headliner will come on about 7 is our hope, so we can get out of there before it gets too cold. And we're having so it'll be 1 to 9, and then Sunday we're just doing an open peanut festival. So it'll be a charge. If people still can go to the peanut festival on Saturday, they're just not gonna be able to get into the
Free.
concert area. The concert area, we're working on prices still, and then on Sunday, it's just gonna be Peanut Festival events back on the slab, stuff like that. For the people that don't want to go to a concert, don't want to go to alcohol, don't want to be around that, just want to go see their local filter that they're fans of, we will have that available to us on Saturday night at the, where all the rides are during the fairgrounds. That's where we went out and met with the county manager, and we were aligning everything up.
Yeah. And so we'll be encouraging everyone in all the publicity and everything that we say about it. Bring your lawn chairs, outdoor concert. I think people will just really enjoy that. I mean, I'm looking forward to going. So even though he can't tell you who, I'm still looking forward to going.
And people will be able to dance this year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes, it'll be wide open. So
Any questions? No, I believe it or not, that's it. I'm done. So thank you guys very much for your time. It was a pleasure.
All right, thank you. Got it, yeah, yeah. Where'd it go? Okay, other business, do we, anything else that we need to talk about before we go into closed session here?
The approval of minutes underneath the item 4, other business.
Okay, and we had a meeting back
In October,
October.
the meeting minutes should be included.
Yep. Yeah, I'll put a motion to approve the minutes from October.
Okay.
All right. And then we can approve to go into closed session now, or
Well, you're all in favor of the minutes.
all in favor,
correct?
right?
Okay,
Yes.
okay, they passed. All right. Thank you. And yes. we can go
Okay,
into
can we
closed session.
vote to go into closed session now? Session. Okay, we have gone ahead and made our decisions and worked with the city, and all the award stuff is together. We have recommended that we meet again on September 10th, 2025 to discuss fall allocations if people would like to submit bids then. And with that, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.